Okay, so here we are in my basement shop. I say it's 12 by 12. I'm going to get somewhere I can start pointing and showing things. I'm still in the process of making it. So over here I have my computer and I have a laser printer. It's just a black and white one, which is what I needed. I got it for nothing off a local buy and sell site the other day. And there's my sticker board. There's Everett. Everett I reached out to a couple of years ago when I was thinking about buying a lathe, and he sent me a nice handwritten letter. Everett lives in Alberta, which is 800 miles. He's probably close to 900 miles that way to the west. And then you've got Matty. Matty I sent an email to on YouTube, and he also sent me that. And when I opened the envelope, my eyes nearly popped out. That's a 3D image. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, my shop isn't finished. It's made from bits of sheetrock from everywhere. And behind here is one of the jacking posts that holds the house up. And what I'm going to do is cover all the imperfections. That way it'll save me having to fill in with all the plaster. This here is what I'm working on. I'm a bit of an arty guy. I'll show you some of my artwork later. I'm designing my own sticker. They cost a fortune. How you people can afford to buy them is beyond me. So what I've done is I've designed this. That's a template for 6 stickers, and I can buy 100 sheets of glossy sticker paper off Amazon for 25 bucks, and I can get 6 stickers on each page. I've got a guillotine. I can slice them up because I'm a cheapskate. And we have over here, this is a pen I made. I also like to do woodwork. I made that out of mahogany, cherry and maple. Just a pen kit, just glued together and turned down on a pen mandrel. And I've got some plans for them. There's the electric boxes. They're a mess. They were already here when I moved in. There's my little part storage. And here I have a chest of drawers. This chest of drawers originally I had there, but then I decided I needed more room because I had to get my drill press down. You can see it's a Mastercraft drill press, and I got that grinder there for 10 bucks the other day. It's a Skill one. There's my Mastercraft one. There's a vise I got for 10 bucks for taking off a guy's bench. There's my granite surface plate. It's a 12 by 12 half-inch tile that I got from the building centre for nothing. And I've got, that'll be my clumsily aided design board. I've got my little compressor up there because I've got a couple of mist sprayers. There's my Dremel, all my papers. This is my drilling section, so I've got all my drill bits here. This is my grinding section, so I've got stones, an anvil. And here I've got a machinist vise, and it's one of them that does that. And I found that in the shed when we moved in. I put it in my de-rusting bucket, which is just a 35 litre tote. I put water in it, bicarb soda. I've got an old BlackBerry charger. Plug one end in, pause one end in, egg, piece of sheet metal, some wire, hang your parts off you want de-rusting, plug it in and leave it for a day. Just a 6 volt, 600 milliamp charger, and positive negative attraction removes the rust. These here are drill bits that I got off AliExpress, and they came in one big packet. These are all metric, because in Canada it's quite anal. You know, they pay the truck drivers in miles, but the speed limit is kilometres. Their weights and measures are in grams and kilograms. But if you want to go buy a metric drill bit, you've got no chance. You can get metric spanners, or wrenches if you like to call them, but very difficult to find metric drilling bits. You can get a pack of these Imperial very easily. And that there is my pegboard. I'm slowly moving stuff in from my basement. As you can see, I've got my files, my little files, brushes, wire brushes. Basically all tools that I think I'm going to need down here. And there's my T-handle wrenches and various other bits and bobs that I'm slowly bringing down. Every time I go into my shop upstairs, find something else. Here, it's my little Mastercraft wood lathe that I've had quite a few years, and I've made quite a lot of things on that, and I like that very much. There's my pen mandrel, and my plan is to make a pen, but I'm going to use this piece of steel in here, which is what they use to pick walnuts out of the shells. And I've got a piece of, this is what's called spalted pine. I picked this up when I was down in Georgia. I got quite a few lumps of it. And when you turn it, it leaves a beautiful pattern in the wood. It's just a fungus spalting. You can see the different colours in that, in the grain, and that's a fungus that turns inside the actual end of the log, the annual rings. It turns it black and brown, various different colours. There's a milling vise I got off eBay last week. It's a 3-inch vise. It was $99 or $94 with free shipping. Here I've got some bits of steel that I've cut on my bandsaw. 5, 7.5, 10. I forgot to do the 15. 20, 25 and 35 degrees. And I'm going to make these into my angle gauges. And there we have. Mainly all the stuff I've got is cheap Chinese stuff, because I'm cheap. And now we come to the milling machine. Now when I ordered the milling machine, this was the original order. And then I decided that I wanted the 700mm bed. And all they did was say, yeah, that's the VL machine. So they increased the price and they just put the 700mm bed on this machine. And this has got a 750 watt brushed motor. I've been in touch with the company, bought them off Alibaba, and they are sending me the 1000 watt brushless motor, which should have come with the machine. The machine came with the chuck. I've got a price list of things. I shall get it out and show you. Basically it's a 700mm by 180. It's your typical milling machine with the DRO and, you know, everything, forward, reverse, high and low. And yeah, as you can see, I've had a little play with my lathe and the milling machine. I was making a fly cutter and I was well proud of it until I sat upstairs under my gazebo and I realised I'd made it backwards. But still, I can use it as a fly cutter if I spin the mill anti-clockwise in reverse. But I've turned another one down and I'm going to be making that the opposite way, so I'll have two of them. One for every occasion, left and right handed. That is my 7x14 mini lathe. I bought that about 3 years ago. I never really used it. I was still quite ill at the time. And I got the quick change tool post and everything for it. But I ordered 12mm high-speed steel. I couldn't use it because I could not get center height because this needs 10mm. Anyway, that's besides the point. What I plan to do with this is I've got a ER32 collet chuck for it. So I'm going to just turn this into a little collet chuck lathe. But it's great. Vivo, and if you're interested in buying one of these and you're in Canada, just go to walmart.ca and type lathe. And these will pop up. And you can get the 7x14 for just under $700 and free shipping. And you can get the 7x12 for under $600 and free shipping. But they also sell lathe tooling. And I got this last week. This is 10mm, free shipping. That was 32 Canadian dollars. And it came in 3 days, and I got a message when it arrived. What else have we got? Yep, I was going to get my price list out. So this is my tray that I've got to sort of stuff out, all my charts and everything that need to go up on my boards. So here we are. So you can see $900 there was the mini mill. And I'll just hold this here so you can pause the video if you want, and you can see what I paid for everything, and that was included with the shipping. And then you can see my lathe. Now originally when I ordered the lathe, as you can see there, it was $1,150 US. Now originally when I was interested in this lathe, because I was chatting online with the lady, and she says, let me see, yeah, she says, we can do it in a 700mm if you want it. So I said, well, how much is that? And it was an extra $50. And I wasn't going to argue with that. So what this is a benchtop lathe, gearhead lathe. I'll show you the back here. These are all the different threads it can cut. There's a lot. Built in, it has 15 metric threads and 10 imperial threads that it can cut. Now the lathe is both a metric and imperial lathe. And this here is your different feeds and speeds. So you can change the speed on which you feed. And obviously it's got a power cross feed. And that chart there tells you that if you're cross feeding, it is half of what it will do when it's feeding longitudinally. To change it from a metric to imperial lathe, you get the spare gear. You just swap this gear out. This is a 36 and you swap it out for a 34, which is in the drawer. And that turns it into an imperial lathe. As you can see on the dials, if it will focus, we have inches and millimeters, and that's on all the dials. And yeah, so you have power feed both laterally and longitudinally, laterally, what I'm looking for, both across and out and in. And the tailstock has 60mm of feed, and it comes with 125mm 3-jaw chuck. I also got Morse taper 3 and Morse taper 4 dead centres, and as you can see the lathe has 12 speeds from 80 to 1600 revs. You can also cut left and right hand threads, which is fantastic. And there's a few of your dimensions. Spindle taper is 26mm, just over an inch. And I am really enjoying using it. This is a very, very strong, powerful lathe. But it makes a mess. I didn't realise how much mess these things would make. So I've just been messing with the tools. Got my spacers in there. These spacers come out of little transformers, and these are the actual metal plates that are inside transformers, and you can split them with a knife. Just put a bit of super glue on it and it stays as it is. And yeah, that's what I used for my height adjustment, because this will actually take 19mm tooling and still be on centre. Or is it 3/4 inch? Yep, it's a good lathe. There's all my oils, my little grinder. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you where I am in my shop right now. I'm also making an edge finder. I turned these two pieces down. I've got a spring and a couple of little screws that I need to drill through, which is the main reason why I bought my drill press down here, because the actual drilling chuck that goes in the mill is a Jacobs, and it's a 3 to 16mm. So I wouldn't be able to hold a 2mm drill bit in it. And I need to drill through them little screws so I can put my springs in them. Anyway, this is my parts bin, and as you can see it's empty. They're a bit dirty. I've just taken them out the shed. I'm just going to wait, because my wife's off work, she works in a school. I'm just going to wait till she goes out and I'll sneak them into the dishwasher. But don't tell her. And the wrench that comes with the mill is not one of your pieces of plate that's been cut out. This is a proper 36mm wrench. But what got me was I ordered the milling cutters. So I've got a set of milling cutters here, 2 and 4 flute, and they go from 3mm right up to 20mm. I thought, well, while I'm doing that, I might as well have the collet chuck to go with it. The only thing is, the collets only go up to 16mm. So Morse taper 3. Now I do have a Morse taper 2 ER32 collet with a load of collets. However, I can't use it because it's a Morse taper 2. And I've got all the collets in there that go right up to 20mm. I've had them years. So I've ordered a 3 to 2 sleeve for this, or a 2 to 3. And I've also got myself a little set of EI11 collets with a collet for them. And this here is my ER32 collet chuck that I'm going to put on the mini lathe. These are my dial indicators, metric, cheap Chinese stuff. I like cheap, I like Chinese. I've got in here some chucks. I take these off old drills when they clap out, or if someone's thrown them out, you know, get an old drill that someone's thrown away and you get yourself nice Jacob's chucks off them. Nice little chucks. Load of Neo Diddley magnets. I use them in lots of things. Some seals, imperial bolts, metric from China. Can't get them in Canada. And what I've got in the bottom drawer there is I have steady rest for the lathe and a follow rest. And I have two of these, which I'm going to be putting one on each machine. Mist coolant. And those there are spare jaws and gears for the mini lathe. I think I'm just about up. There's my Mastercraft tap and die set. And there's faceplate that comes with the lathe as well. You've got your standard Chinese toolbox, which is quite ironic because you get a 12 and a 14 and an 8 and a 10, but the bolts on the chuck are actually 13. Just as well, I brought my own spanners from the UK, which I've got all up on the board. I won't be using them Chinese things. And what I've got here, got a block of steel, and I intend to make a carriage stop for my lathe with that. Anyway, that's about it. You can see the prices of everything I paid for. They're actually all on that leaflet if you want to freeze it and look. And I've also got the 4-jaw chuck to go with it, which I haven't unpacked yet because I haven't needed it yet. The only thing I've done is turn a couple of bits of steel round to make them, and my edge finder. I'm just basically getting my feet under the table. It's all very, very new to me. I am enjoying it. It is messy. I've found that if I put this old washing up dish on the floor here, as you can see, I've got my targeting off. I move it another few inches this way, all the crap that comes off the lathe that falls down there will go in that bowl. Anyway, that's where I am. This is my shop, and I hope to make some good videos from it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Right, so this is my first video made. I've knocked together 4 or 5 different videos. I try to put them in kind of an order. Some of it's a bit repetitive. I apologise. Never done this before. You know, I'm using iMovie on a Mac. It's my first time using machines. My first time video editing. You know, I'm not Steven Spielberg. You get what you're given from me. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to get in touch with me, inmyshopnow@gmail.com. All one word. inmyshopnow@gmail.com. My name's George. Hope you enjoy the video, and I hope you subscribe and come back for more. Have a good day.